Before we dive into the video, we have to talk about which version of Daredevil we're actually watching. Most of you probably remember the 2003 theatrical cut, the one that was super rushed. We're looking at the 2004 director's cut. The movie opens with Daredevil falling in a church and being tended to by a priest, and then we zoom into his eyes and flash back to him as a kid, where he had to deal with bullies and his father being a boxer who didn't want him to fight back. One day, Matt goes to Jack's workplace to look for him, only to find he hasn't worked there in months. Matt finds him elsewhere shaking down a guy, and Matt runs away and into traffic and gets chemicals splashed in his eyes. He wakes up in the hospital, blind, though still able to see through a sort of echolocation that showed him really cool visuals. The heightened senses overwhelm him for a bit, but he acclimates and it's confirmed that he can hear through walls. Secretly, Matt begins training, using his heightened senses to see better than he ever did before. One day, Jack is asked to lose a fight by the mob, but Matt's cheering convinces him to get up and win the fight. Unfortunately, Jack is soon killed by the mob, and Matt finds his body. We then cut to Matt in the present day in a sensory deprivation tank, and we see his daily life for a bit, which I thought was really cool to see. Matt has a trial, and he can tell the suspect is obviously lying, but since he can't prove it, he ends up losing the case. Matt suits up that night and goes after the suspect, and we get to see that Matt has also developed super strong legs and super leaping and landing powers. Daredevil finds the guy in a bar and takes out all the thugs with guns and then chases the guy into the train station. He almost knocks the guy out, but the train passes and the noise temporarily overwhelms Daredevil, and the guy tries to shoot him, though Daredevil breaks his arm and he ends up falling onto the train tracks. The next day, Matt and his best friend Foggy are talking in a diner until Matt smells a hot girl walk in and proceeds to go flirt with her. She brushes him off and then he follows her to a local playground, totally not creepy at all, and then they fight and she reveals her name is Elektra Nachios. We then cut to Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, who kills his bodyguards out of nowhere and then has a meeting with Elektra's father, Nicholas, who has decided to end their partnership. Matt and Foggy are given a murder case involving a guy, Dante, who was found unconscious holding the murder weapon. Matt is able to tell he isn't lying about killing the girl and they become his attorneys. Kingpin decides to set up a trail that will lead to Nicholas being labeled as the Kingpin and hires an assassin, Bullseye, to kill him. Matt and Foggy start digging into the Tazio case, finding weird clues like an imprint written to the table, which doesn't make sense to them yet. Meanwhile, Bullseye murders an old lady on a plane with a peanut for being too annoying. We see more of the case involving Dante and learn that the cop who reported Lisa's murder also isn't lying, which presents a problem for Matt in the case. Later that night, Elektra finds Matt while he's out walking, and he takes her to a rooftop in the rain so he can see her. They have a moment that's ruined when Matt has to leave and suit up as Daredevil. He ends up beating up a criminal unintentionally in front of his son, leaving him doubting if he's a good guy. The next day, Matt is invited to the ball and he takes Foggy, where they meet Kingpin and his assistant. And then Matt and Elektra dance while Kingpin says his goodbyes to Nicholas. Realizing what this means, Nicholas rushes out and Elektra follows, and then Matt suits up and follows. Bullseye starts chasing Nicholas and takes out their limo drivers. Daredevil arrives and is able to knock Bullseye off his bike, but drops his billy club, which Bullseye picks up, and though Matt tries to stop it, Bullseye is able to use it to kill Nicholas, which makes Elektra think that Daredevil killed her father. Kingpin ends up hiring Bullseye to kill Elektra, which he agrees to if he can kill Daredevil for free. Meanwhile, Foggy is struggling a lot in the Tazio case without Matt, who is currently at Nicholas's funeral and tries to comfort Elektra, who dismisses him, wanting only revenge. Throughout the movie, a reporter named Ben Urich has been doing research into Daredevil and the Tazio case and also went to the funeral and tells Matt that the cop involved in the case has to be lying. Matt interrogates the cop and finds out he has a pacemaker, which is why Matt couldn't tell he was lying. Foggy, still trying to figure out what to do for the case, finally gets a break when their assistant, Karen, tells him to flip Matt's clue upside down, revealing the number on the imprint was actually the date of the murder, and the letters were the initials of the card given to Foggy by Kingpin's assistant at the ball. At the same time, Urich discovers that Daredevil's billy club can transform into something that looks shockingly similar to Matt's walking stick, and then we get to the best scene in the movie, Elektra training to kill Daredevil. Why are there falling sandbags? Why is Evanescence playing? Who cares? It's awesome. It's early 2000s as hell, and it's just so fun to watch. Daredevil and Elektra end up fighting, and she wins, but she is horrified when she unmasks Matt and then Bullseye shows up. Though terrified to avenge her father and protect Matt, Elektra fights Bullseye, but he ends up killing her and she dies in Matt's arm. We then end up back at the beginning of the movie with Daredevil in the church, and then Bullseye shows up and he and Daredevil fight, and though Bullseye has him on the ropes, Matt is able to get the upper hand and throws him out the window. Urich manages to use Foggy and Matt's evidence to convict Kingpin as assistant. Daredevil ends up going to Kingpin and they fight, and Matt is severely outmatched. Kingpin unmasks Matt and it's revealed that Kingpin was the one who killed Matt's dad. Matt takes advantage of the sprinkler system to blind and see Kingpin and is able to win the fight by breaking his legs but doesn't kill him, saying he's not the bad guy. Though Kingpin threatens to reveal Matt's identity, Matt calls his bluff. Matt encounters Urich, who at this point has deduced that Matt is Daredevil, and he plans to reveal it to the public, but as he's about to publish the article, he has a change of heart and decides not to. Matt finds a braille necklace, a hint that Elektra survived, and it's revealed that Bullseye is still alive as well, and the movie ends with Daredevil diving from the top of a building.
guardian devil.
I've always had a soft spot for this movie, and seeing the director's cut for the first time recently only made me love it more. It really does feel like a Daredevil story, and as cheesy and over the top as this movie is, I still can't help but love it. The director's cut genuinely makes the movie good, and even without it, the movie is still fun. Bullseye is very over the top and stupid in this movie, but is clearly having the time of his life.